There are 260 quests in Oblivion Remastered, and I'm gonna be the first person ever to speedrun all of them. In part 1, we traveled across the cities and helped the people of Cyrodiil, and now we're ready to rise up the ranks and become the guildmaster of every guild in Oblivion. Wait, why are they looking at me like I'm some kind of freak? Ah! I go blind from reading it. Just kidding. What? No way. Are you kidding me? Okay, I was afraid that this was going to happen. There are 4 guilds in Oblivion. Well, technically 3 guilds in the Dark Brotherhood murder cult, but it operates similarly enough to a guild, so we'll count it. Each of these guilds operate pretty much the same. We need to do a few intro quests, and suddenly we become the most pivotal part of their operation, and by the end of it, we become the head honcho and occasionally save all of Tamriel from ruin. Since there's no particular order that we need to complete these in, it seems only fitting for our High Elf Wizard to start with the Society of Sorcerers, the Mages Guild. Unlike the other guilds, the Mages Guild is actually pretty difficult to join. Before we can get inducted in their headquarters at the Arcane University, we need to hit up the guild hall in each city to get a recommendation from the local guild leaders. Let's get wizardly, everybody. How about that? Let's start out in Bruma. Jean here has a very simple request for us before she'll write our recommendation. We need to find Jaskar, a mage that's suspiciously gone missing. I know that Jaskar's invisible, like in this room, I think. Hey, I found Jaskar. Oh, okay, sorry. Since we have no idea where Jaskar could possibly be, we have to rely on his caterpillar-lipped friend Volinaro to help us find him. Before doing so, he wants us to do a harmless little stealing from the guild leader prank, which is good enough for him to give us the big reveal.
Ready to...
Yes, I'm ready.
Hello there.
You're still invisible. That it didn't. I feel like that didn't have the effect that you wanted it to. Okay. Sure, fine. Hey, I found your missing guy. He's still invisible though. Unfortunately, we wake Jean up to tell her about the chameleon downstairs, completing the first of the 7 recommendations we need. Our next stop is in Cheydinhal, where good old Falkar here just wants us to fetch a ring that someone threw down a well. Sounds easy enough, but once Falkar isn't nearby, fellow guildie Dietzen says there might be a little more that he's not telling us, and that another mage went missing trying to get the ring. Thanks to our Jewel of the Rumer, we can breathe well in the well, which, well, is more than we can say for the missing mage, who did end up grabbing the ring, but drowned because it weighs 150 hams for whatever reason. Unlike that loser though, we've got a Fortify Strength spell that lets us swim our way out of the well like a New York sewer alligator, and once we return to the guild hall, we learn that Falkar stormed off in a tantrum because Dietzen helped us not die. After investigating his room, we find a couple black soul gems, meaning there might be more to Falkar than meets the eye. Black soul gems. Oh my god. But those can only hold human souls. Why would he have black soul gems if he's a good guy? Okay. Quest completed. Cheydinhal recommendation. Next up is Leowin. In the Leowin Guild Hall, we find leader Degale, who's going a little bit bonkers because of her missing amulet, and we need to ask around to learn more. Hey there, Kolthar. Too bad Edge can't use Charm IRL. What does that mean? Searstone. Searstone.
Be seeing you.
Okay. And then I think we need to go to some dungeon, and then that guy's gonna run around the corner and scare me. Y'all suck. Plus L. Plus you trash. Plus this door needs a key. Okay, give me a second. And in here we have Manduin's amulet. I should return the amulet immediately. Apparently, Kolthar stole the amulet, keeping Degale sane, because he wasn't happy with her leadership and was hoping her fractured mind would get her disbarred. We disbar him from ever breathing again, and returning to Leowin secures our recommendation. Our next stop on the road trip is the familiar Breville Guild, where we previously helped this cutie rescue her friend from the dream world, and now we need to help her locate a missing staff. A bit of questioning reveals that Varen here has a crush on the staff's owner, and stole it to try and win her over, and then sold it to his friend in the Imperial City? I don't know, I guess he just has zero game, but whatever the case, we buy it back for 200 gold, which nets us the Breville recommendation. Okay, quest completed, Breville recommendation, and now we need to steal something. Can someone kick me out of the... Hey, we have been suspended from the Mages Guild. That's what I'm talking about. Each of the guilds are filled with a bunch of losers that are all like, "Blood, don't steal from us," or "Stop killing guild members." And doing so gets us kicked out. This starts a quest to rejoin by completing some usually trivial task, and this sometimes needs to be done more than once, so we're gonna be getting shunned a lot in this speedrun. Here, we just need to pick a bunch of flowers, and we actually opted for theft because murder would have required 20 vampire dusts and Daedra hearts, which require a tad more work to harvest. So we finished picking our flowers and turned the bouquet into the Arcane University, reinstating us as almost a guild member, and we head to Skingrad for our next recommendation. This one's pretty simple. A member hasn't checked in for a while, so we head to the cave he lives in and rescue him from a bunch of zombies. Hey there, Earthor. You just hanging out with all these zombies? God damn it. God, myself. Are you kidding me? What if I charm you? You can yield? How do you yield? Do I need to get on all fours or something? I yield. Oh. Hello. Follow me. Be a good boy and bark. I shouldn't have read that out loud, I don't think. Returning Earthor back to the guild seals our recommendation, leaving only 2 cities remaining. The guild leader in Anvil asks for our help stopping a spree of murders on the nearby Gold Road, and we need to head to Burn-Across Inn to get help from a fellow guildie. Ariel offers her help with the murderer, but we don't really need it, so we skip down the Golden Dirt Road until we find the Wicked Witch who's been terrorizing the trail, and once we drop a metaphorical bucket of water on her head, we return to Anvil where we receive the penultimate recommendation. That means we only need one more, but this one is the most in-depth of all. Over in the Coral Guild, we speak with Tychius, who wants us to figure out why Irana, a mage who's been kicked out of the guild, is back in town. As a current guild member and someone who's been kicked out, I'm the best person for the job, and we use our expert detective skills to find out why she's here by walking up and talking to her. Apparently, there's some mystical book on a mountain nearby, and she tasks us with retrieving it for her. After relaying this to Tychius, he wants us to grab the book and bring it back to the guild instead, and this is where we get to choose who we end up helping. Usually, our choices don't really matter for the sake of the speedrun, but here we can actually get a follow-up quest if we grab the book and give it to Irana. This completes the final recommendation quest, despite how we kinda did the exact opposite of what Tychius asked us. This begins the follow-up quest where if we steal the book back from Irana, he'll forgive us, but since we're playing both sides, we need to wait a few days for her to translate the book and tell us about a secret ritual to gain incredible power. Okay, I think I need to cast a shock spell on this thing. Chaos Punch! I was struck by lightning and I've been granted a powerful new spell. Yippee! Oh! What? What? Was I? Sure. Something had to have. Let me take a look at the UESP page for this. Okay, let's see if we have a arranged. No, nope. Do I have any kind of arranged? Yes, spark. Okay. Dodge. Hey, how do I do this? What's happening is a result of doing this quest at such a high level. After completing the ritual, the game casts the Finger of the Mountain spell on us, which grants us that same spell, but because the spell is leveled, it's doing 140 shock damage, which we're weak to because we're a high elf. So after a few more failed attempts... No, one moment. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Dodge. Ow! How? How? Resist shock. Sure, we'll drink that. As well as resist magic. Okay, hold. And now we cast spark. And we live. How am I supposed to do this? So it's a skill issue? No, don't say that it's a skill issue, because it's not. Don't even act like it's a skill issue. That was just a complete whiff on my end. We go ahead and pick some flowers that we use to craft a decent resist shock potion, which combined with the grand elixir of exploration for some bonus health is enough to let us survive the finger. Boom! That's what I'm talking about, finally! Holy cow. Oh, and the adoring fan died. Okay. I'll take your gold, though. At this point, I was so excited we survived that I completely forgot about finishing the quest, so that'll get put on the back burner for a long time. However, it does mean that we're finally done with these odd jobs and can get to the real official guild business at the Arcane University, because we've just joined the Mages Guild. You too can become a member of an ever so exclusive guild, and some say it's even more important than the Mages Guild, my YouTube memberships! Woohoo! For as low as $1, you can get access to the companion video to the one you're currently watching, where I rank every single quest in all of the guilds. Not only that, but you can also enjoy all of my previous members-only videos for no extra cost, or if you're feeling a little bit generous, you can be included in the end credits of my videos for only $5 a month. Okay, back to the lame Mages Guild. Because every good mage has a trusty staff, we need to head to Wellspring Cave to grab some new wood, and here we find that some mages from the guild have been murdered by a crew of necromancers. We take them out and take the wood, which we use to craft a staff of soul trap that we'll never use. Our next job is to learn more about the necromancers who attacked, and to do so we need to fetch a book from the Count of Skingrad. Fortunately for us, his receptionist says he's willing to meet us in the dark at 2 AM outside the city, and this was a trap. The receptionist is secretly another necromancer, and once we kill him and his goons, Count Janus pops in to apologize for the ambush, and he hands us the book we're looking for. The next task we're assigned thankfully doesn't have anything to do with necromancers, but something much more sinister. Ayleid Ruins. The guild's doing research on Ayleid artifacts, and in the Vatican, Pope Scalil here needs our help progressing through a puzzle. Thanks to my dangerously high IQ, we're able to undo the magic lock blocking the way to some ancient helmet, and returning to Scalil completes the quest. Back at the university, we speak with a bunch of nerds to learn more about Black Soul Gems, and we find out two things of note. Black Soul Gems are created by some kind of ritual, and Falkar, the guild leader who tried to kill us, came around here trying to learn more about it. Apparently, after his stop here, Falkar departed to the definitely not suspicious Dark Fissure Cave, and our best bet to uncover what's going on is to meet him there.
The Order of the Black Worm will feast on your soul.
Feast on this. Felt really cool doing that, by the way. Once we let our boss know about the necromancy going on, we immediately pickpocket right in front of his face, leading to us getting kicked out for the second time. Okay, we got kicked out, which is huge, and we already have the things that we need to get kicked back into the guild. Yes, here they are. Yippee! That was getting kicked back into the guild, which means that we don't have to worry about getting kicked out anymore. And while we're doing the next quest, we need to purchase a spell from Volinaro. Let's go ahead and do that before I forget, because I know for sure that I'm gonna forget. Okay, Volinaro. We want to purchase a spell.
What can I interest you?
Summon Dremora Lord. Yes.
Thank you.
We want to You do not look like you should have a mustache. You look like a Pixar character.
Goodbye.
Okay. We wanted Summon Dremora Lord because, no spoilers, it's important that we get it now. I'm not, not to spoil anything. There just might be something happening sometime soon in the future. With that done, we're free to make our way to the Ayleid dungeon of Nunya Business, where a guild informant has gone undercover to spy on some necromancers, and 5th Rhaegar here is the sole survivor of a group sent on a mission to recover him. Thankfully... Wait, what the... Dude, this guy's so fast! Okay. Wait, he's alive. Wait. Was he supposed to die? Again, I'm sorry. I probably could have done something about that. Thankfully, that was just a scripted death, so we fly solo as we fight our way through a bunch of necromancers until we find the spy, who, needs to work on his skincare routine. We reverse necromancy him and return to the college, where we're now high enough clearance level where we get our jobs directly from Big Dog Hannibal Traven, the Archmage of the guild. He wants us to travel back to Skingrad to get more information from the Count, and we lose ourselves in his beautiful effervescent eyeballs while he gives us a side job. There's a vampire gang holed up in a nearby cave, and a group of vampire hunters are in town to deal with them. For unknown reasons, the Count doesn't want vampire hunters in the city, so we convince the hunters to join us in clearing the cave, and once there, we turn it into a bloodbath as we kill everyone. This works out well enough that Jaina spills the beans, revealing that the rise in necromancy is due to the return of the most infamous, dangerous, and persistent necromancer of all, Mannimarco. Before we have time to create a plan, we learn that the Bruma Guild has gone dark, and we head there only to find that it's under attack by, you guessed it, necromancers. It appears that everyone's been killed, but once we return the favor to the remaining baddie, Jaskar whips out the oldest trick in the book and reveals that he's been invisible this whole time. He claims that Mannimarco personally killed each of the other members, and before leaving, very conveniently mentioned his secret base of operations in Echo Cave. And that is why we had to purchase the Summon Dremora Lord from Volinaro before, because he was gonna die. In the chaos caused by the return of Mannimarco and the attack on the guild, 2 high-ranking wizards took it upon themselves to make the university safer by moving some necromancy artifacts away from the city. While it indeed might make an attack less likely, it would be very bad if they fell into the wrong hands, so we need to bring them back. Okay, Fort Teleman. Sure, but where's Fort Telewoman? Or is that too woke for y'all? Fort Teleman is filled to the brim with Daedra and necromancers, and at the end, we find that they managed to kill the wizard that took the Bloodworm Helm. Returning it to Dumbledore marks off the first item, and over in Fort Ontus, thankfully it seems like the Necromancer's amulet is still secured by the mages inside. Of course, it's not that simple, and the wizard that took the amulet reveals that she's actually a necromancer, along with all of the other mages here. Great. We kill her and take the amulet, and after avoiding the remaining enemies, we return to Gandalf, meaning that we're ready to take on the big bad, after doing one more little thing. Throughout the entire questline, there's been one character that keeps popping up, Falkar and his black soul gems. Well, the guild's located Falkar's base of operations, and our job is to infiltrate it and steal a special black soul gem that he's been working on. This quest does have a cool ambush sequence where us and some battle mages attack the necromancers defending Falkar, but all that jazz is just too slow for us, so we just waltz on in. There's some kind of block I need to push, or I can just jump around like a boss. That's what I'm talking about. Jump, damn it. I definitely can jump up here though. Don't crash. Don't crash. I crashed. I didn't even want to not crash. That's the thing. I did want to crash, so it's part of the speed run. Okay, let's go through this dungeon. Thankfully, we managed to successfully parkour this time, and once we permanently keep Falkar out of guild business, we grab his colossal black soul gem and return to the Arcane University, where Archmage Hannibal reveals his master plan to defeat Mannimarco. Okay, let's go kill. Oh, what? Why did you do that? Okay. Everyone here, that was not my fault. He did that himself. Okay, yes, I went up there and then like came down like 20 seconds later and now he's dead. That was not me that did that. He did that to himself for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask me the questions. I know that it may seem that I'm guilty. In the dialogue that we skipped through, Hannibal explained that the colossal black soul gem was created specifically to house his powerful soul, and the only way for us to defeat Mannimarco is to use his soul for protection during our fight. So with an archmage in our back pocket, we head to Echo Cave to finish the Necromancers off once and for all. Okay, are you guys ready? I'm ready to kill the Man of Worms himself, the king of the Black Soul Gems, Marco, the Worm. Oh my god, it's him. What?
I see Brotherhood
Oh.
was unsuccessful in delaying you. Perhaps
I'll never help you. What? Ah! What'd you just do to me? Weak. This guy was the big bad. This guy was like the most evil person in all of history. The goblins are stronger than him. Okay, let's get out of here. that was Mannimarco, the King of Worms, I guess. Sure. After we make our great escape, we let the university know that Cyrodiil has been saved, and since the position has recently opened up, we're named the Archmage of the Mages Guild, but there's still one thing we've got to do. The resident alchemist informs us of a neat little chest in the Archmage's room that lets us add 10 copies of an ingredient we store in it once a week. Okay, where's the chest? Enchanted chest. We are going to plop a nice little minotaur horn in here. Ooh, we wait a day actually? Just one. Actually, just give me 1 second, please. One moment. Real quick, I'm just gonna... Boom! It has multiplied into 10 extra Minotaur horns, and boom. That's it for the day. That is it. That was the very last Mages Guild quest. Now that we've cemented ourselves in wizarding history, it's time for us to move on from the mystical arts and get a little more hands-on with the Fighters Guild. Where the Mages Guild is tasked with tackling intangible, metaphysical, and transcendental threats that could collapse all of society, the Fighters Guild is tasked with tackling, well, whatever you want tackled. Got a bear problem? We'll tackle the bear. Is there someone you just don't like? We'll tackle them too. This means that a lot of the Fighters Guild questline is just helping people in their day-to-day lives, but there are some speedrun skips that really stretch the definition of helping that you'll see in just a bit. Before joining, we swing by the Market District for another round of Calipers and Tongs collection for that dastardly Shivering Isles quest, which if you forgot, requires us to grab 100 of them total. While we're here, we also buy up everyone's stock of bear pelts in preparation to get kicked out of a guild we haven't even joined. There's no time like the present though, so we head on over to Anvil to join up. Azad, are you Azad? Azan? Hello Azan, I would like to join the Fighters Guild. Yes, sign me up. Quest completed, join the Fighters Guild. Okay, let me get kicked out real quick. What do? I think I just steal something. After a failed pickpocket attempt, we get kicked out, and we need to speak with Guildmaster Velena in Coral to forgive our transgressions. Similarly to the Mages Guild, she just wants 20 bear pelts, which we happen to already have, meaning we've joined, been kicked out of, and rejoined the guild without ever even doing a single job for them. That'll change right now though, because we've just gotten our first task, where we need to help a citizen with a rat problem. Hello. Rats. Yeah, you got some rats you want me to kill. Okay, let's go kill these rats. Yippee! Day has been saved. It turns out those rats were her pets, and she actually wanted us to save them from that mountain lion in the basement. But that's a pretty long and tedious process of investigating the situation, and killing her rats means she doesn't need us to investigate at all, completing the quest the easy way. Why is the Fighters Guild sending a level 24 to kill rats? That's actually a really good question. Okay, what about break-ins? Break-ins, Norbert. God, imagine you're running a shop and your shop keeps getting broken into and your name is Norbert. Like, what do you even do at that point? We help out Norbert with his burglar problem for another contract, and our next job is to help clear out a goblin mine, and here we decide to start using enchanted weapons instead of our overpowered destruction spells. This is because casting destruction spells wastes potential XP from enemies, and our weakness spells still boost the damage of whatever enchantment is on our weapon, meaning we'll be able to keep a high damage output, all while leveling up our martial skills. In the mine, we hand out a few weapons to these weaponless Fighters Guild members, and they help us clear it out. Wait guys, goblin on these Elder's scrolls. So, the hell was that? Oh my god! Oh! Leading to our advancement to journeyman level. The guild's number 2 in command, Madrin Orain, wants us to learn why another new recruit has defaulted on a contract, and after speaking with him, he's upset at how underpaid he is. We need to fulfill his contract of retrieving a journal from a haunted cave, which is easy enough, but the important part of the quest is what comes next. Okay, and here we want to talk to Maglir, and we're gonna tell them that he does the job. This saves us time later because he's going to work with us next time. That makes it so we don't need to travel between a bunch of different cities to get information. So I think that we lose out on a better reward for this quest. However, it saves us time in the end. We let Madrin know of Maglir's heroic efforts, and before we take up another job, we hike on over to Azura's shrine to do business with another goddess. Since we've swapped over to enchanted weapons, we need an influx of soul gems to charge them, and what better way to start than with the famed artifact Azura's Star, a refillable grand soul gem. We offer her some glow dust at the break of dawn, and she tasks us with clearing out a simple vampire hideout. It must feel awesome to chill in a lair as a vampire. Wait, true. Being a vampire and you just get to like sleep in a coffin and shit. Yeah, it would be chill to just hang out in a lair, but being a vampire must really suck. Returning to Azura completes our second Daedric quest, and with our pretty new rock, we need a way to fill the rock, but we're too low leveled to cast Soul Trap, so we purchase a Detect Life spell that we can use to craft a training spell. So we are going to craft a Detect Life with the maximum magnitude that we can before it says that we need a higher mysticism. Boom. Okay, let's train up our mysticism. While we cast the most annoying spell in the game, we search around Leowin for some guild members that have been disturbing the peace, and we find them disturbing the peace in a local tavern. After some probing, they reveal that a rival guild, the Blackwood Company, is out competing them and leaving the Fighters Guild contractless, which is why they've taken up alcoholism as a hobby. To get them back on their feet, we need to secure a job for them, so we fork over some ectoplasm to a local alchemist, and she agrees to give these rowdy boys a contract. Next up, Anvil has continued to have thieving problems ever since we helped out Norbert, and now it's our job to do the stealing from the thieves. By stealing their lives. And a cup. We have a little chat with Newheim the Portly, a recent victim who points us in the right direction, and if you remember, the final Anvil quest was locked behind this Fighters Guild contract, so after clearing out a cave full of thieves, we recover Newheim's stolen heirloom, and in classic Elder Scrolls fashion, I get sidetracked and forget to turn this quest in for a few hours. In the meantime, we've still got contracts to fulfill, starting with Bien Amelian, who needs our help paying off a debt. There are two routes we could take to satisfy her request. We could either plunder her family tomb and retrieve a bunch of armor that she can use as payment, or just hand her some gold, which we end up doing. After another quick side job where we bring the Guildmaster's son with us to kill some trolls so he can build up his confidence, we learn from Modron that Maglier has defaulted on yet another contract. After we track him down for the second time, he reveals that he's abandoned the guild and joined the ranks of the Blackwood Company. Since we vouched for him earlier in the questline, he's friendly enough to point us in the right direction for the defaulted contract, which is in the local Mages Guild, where Ariari wants us to collect some imp gall from a nearby cave. After killing 10 of these shredded washboard abs having imps, we hand their gulls to Ariari before having a secret midnight rendezvous in Modron Oraine's house. No, we aren't here to get one-on-one acrobatics training. There's something insidious afoot with the Blackwood Company. There was a contract to take a sword from one fearsome Azani Blackheart that the Fighters Guild failed to complete, but not long after, the Blackwood Company swooped in and miraculously succeeded in getting the sword. Even more suspicious is how the person who placed the contract was killed shortly after, and the sword was nowhere to be found, leading Modron here to believe that the company played both sides to complete the contract without having to fight Azani. Unfortunately, the only way to confirm this idea is to confront the ever-so-dangerous Azani Blackheart, so we tag along with Modron to some Ayleid ruins to find him. Okay, we are making our way through here, and then at some point, Modron is going to say, wait, Azani is not here. We need to turn around, but I don't know when that's going to be. Bad boy energy, we love it. You know what? I kind of am a bad boy. Oh my god! Okay, Modron, get over here. I need you to tell me that Azani's not here.
Let's look around.
What?
Later.
Get over here.
Let's look around.
What do you mean, let's look around? We've already looked around. He's not here. I already know that he's not here because I've done this quest before. I've seen the tomes as they've been written.
Let's look around.
I think he might be bugged. That's not good. That's not good. We've gone throughout this entire dungeon, and he still hasn't given us the dialogue. That's not good. M in the Arpenia map. Yeah, we actually didn't need to do any of this. We just needed to go to M. Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. Let's go. I need you to tell me that he's not here. Seems like the map markers are like right over here. Modron! That's not what you're okay, buddy. Yeah, you walk it off.
Nothing.
Okay. Nice job, bro. You took that one like a champ. Okay, let's get out of here. After finally discovering that he's not here, Modron supposes that he might have moved to another nearby Ayleid ruin, so we make our way there and run past all of the bandits inside until we reach the infamous Azani Blackheart. Killing him is trivial, and on his body, we find the missing sword, proving that he was in league with the Blackwood Company, and we take his ring as proof of unlife, which we now need to bring to Modron. What am I doing here? At Arpenia. Isn't that where we just came from? Did bro never come out of here? Hey, bro.
Azani Black.
Yes.
I'm sorry. We'll be talking.
Wait, what? What's going on here? Okay, we need to let him go to Atatar And then once he's there, then we talk to him. Yep. Take your time. I'm not on a speed run or anything. Dude, please do not tell me that you need to walk all the way to Atatar. Do we need to escort him to Atatar? Oh my god. It's actually not that far. I'm being dramatic. Okay, I guess we're gonna be here for a while because we just gotta follow this asshole. So, guys, what do you want to talk about? Wait, chicken jockey. Finally, once we walk Modron's raggedy bones to the ruins, he's able to close out the quest, and our next job is to help guide a researcher through a cave. Okay, this is the super long quest where we need to guide her throughout the entire dungeon.
What's going on? Ah!
Chat, shut up, okay? Shut up right now. This is a speed run. We do what we have to. So what if some jobs don't get completed the way that the guild wants us to? We're doing it as fast as possible, baby. I don't care about that lady's Daedric research or whatever. In a sense, you did guide her, but it was her soul to the afterlife. Aw, that's kind of sweet when you think about it like that. We let the Fighters Guild know about our efficient work, and after clearing out a cave full of recently escaped prisoners, we head on over to the Imperial City to grab some more T's and C's, and while we're here, we also stop by the Arcane University to duplicate more Minotaur horns in our enchanted chest. After pickpocketing all of this dude's nothing, we get kicked out of the guild again, and forking over the horns we just duplicated is enough to rejoin. Our next job from Modron is to find out what happened to a group of guildies sent to clear out a troll cave, and once we get there, we find quite the grisly scene. In addition to the expected trolls, we also find the bodies of some guild members and, oddly enough, the body of a Blackwood Company soldier as well. At the very end of the cave, we find the body of Varanus Daunton, the son of the guildmaster, which, if you remember, is the dude we helped gain confidence earlier. And, well, look what good it did him. Thankfully, before he died, he had just enough time to do some journaling, where he confirms our suspicions that the Blackwood Company ambushed the guild and killed everyone in the party. It's very clear that we need to do something about this evil new guild, but before we can join the fight, we have more chores to do. Yay. Thankfully, the chores are pretty simple, and after returning an amulet to this chopped priest, we head north of Cheydinhal to save a noble's daughter from some ogres. Hey, guys, it's gonna be all ogre for you soon, when I'm done with you. What the? Okay. I guess that guy's really jumping for... Dude, what is going on here? Looks like Elon at a Trump rally. Okay. Now we need to escort the daughter back. Returning the daughter to Lord Rugdump's estate completes the quest, and our final contract is to solve the mystery of some missing peoples at Harlan's Watch. Apparently, some people in town went to investigate some strange lights that they saw, and a little detective work by us reveals that these strange lights were actually will-o'-the-wisps. Once we kill them, along with all 15 swamp trolls in the nearby cave, we return to Harlan's Watch with the good news that we found the missing people, followed up with the bad news that they all died horrible deaths. With the final contract finished, we're now in the home stretch of the Fighters Guild questline, and we have another midnight meeting with Modron to learn more. He doesn't know how to overthrow the Blackwood Company quite yet, however, he does have a lead on a company member who we might be able to extract information from. Hello. Cool. Yeah, we were supposed to interrogate him, but in order to interrogate him, we would have to kill all of the guards, and I just don't want to do that. So let me activate a different quest. Oh, Newheim's flagon. I never turned this in. Returning this ragged flagon to Newheim completes the final Anvil quest, and we return to Modron with the news that the informant has very mysteriously died somehow. Despite this, nothing in the story actually changes, and he says that the next step is to secretly infiltrate the Blackwood Company's ranks. Okay, we're heading into the training hall to train to be a Blackwood soldier. Ooh, I'm so excited. I want to stand here between my new best friends, Blackwood Company Guard and Blackwood Company Guard. First day of school. Wait, why are they looking at me like I'm some kind of freak? Okay, now we need to drink this Heist sap. Having just the Heist sap potion, I feel a strange feeling coming over me. What strange feeling? Wait, what? Okay. We're out of Water's Edge. Need to be overrun by goblins. Been given the order to attack. Kill the goblins. Kill these disgusting goblins. They all deserve to die. I don't want to see a single goblin alive. Every single goblin must go. I'm going in here. I'm killing these goblins. Not a single goblin will live. I hate these goblins. Goblin these nuts. Why are you so sadistic? I just hate these goblins. I'm going to be much happier once all of them are dead. I cannot stand that these goblin freaks are invading this cute little town of Water's Edge. Okay, the goblins have been defeated. Awesome. Yippee!
Good. You're finally awake. I was beginning to get a bit
Wait,
concerned
he said
about
it.
you.
He said the line. Hey, you're finally awake. Rayloff, is that you?
I'll wait here.
Okay, going back to Water's Edge. Probably just gonna go clean up all these disgusting goblin corpses that are all over the ground. I want to make sure that all the people here don't have to deal with these goblin corpses. People corpses. Yeah, the Heist sap that we drank made us think that all the people there were goblins, and so we just mowed down an entire village of people. But at least we finished the quest, so that's cool. So yeah, that's the Blackwood Company's whole deal, and why they're able to outperform the Fighters Guild. Get a bunch of recruits, pump them up with steroids, and make them think they're fighting for their lives against monsters. And this is a pretty effective way to build your own militia, albeit probably not the most morally sound. Now that we've infiltrated their ranks and know their secret, the only thing left for us to do is, well, stop them. In order to carry out this task, we obviously need to kill everyone in the Blackwood Company headquarters, including the leader of the bunch, Rizikar, who drops the key to the basement, granting us access to where the sausage is made. In here, we find the machine that creates the Super Soldier Serum Sap, and after killing the pantsless workers here, we jam some loose pipes into the gears, preventing the Krabby Patty formula from falling into the wrong hands again. After speaking with Velena Daunton, she appreciates our work so much that she resigns and appoints us to be the new guild master of the Fighters Guild, and we make one more midnight swing to Modron Orin's house to give him the job of second in command, finishing off the Fighters Guild questline for good. Now that we've aced the arcane arts and mastered the martial arts, it's time for us to become savants of the shadow arts with none other than the infamous Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild has fewer quests than any other guild, however, where it lacks in breadth, it makes up for in depth. As implied by the name, it requires a ton of lying, sneaking, larcening, pilfering, pickpocketing, burglaring, and general ne'er-do-welling. However, there's one little trick doctors hate that we can do to bypass almost all of that, and to do so, we need to take a quick detour to Meridia's shrine and have a chat with another goddess. We offer Meridia a generous helping of ghosty goop, and she tells us of a necromancer problem she's having, which...
A new hand touches the beacon. A foul darkness has seeped into my temple. A darkness that you will destroy.
You know, sounds kind of familiar. And after defeating the lame goth wizards, and after defeating the powerful necromancers, we return to Meridia, completing our third Daedric quest, and netting us one of the most powerful Daedric artifacts for this challenge, the Ring of Khajiit. This nifty piece of jewelry comes with a hefty chameleon effect, as well as a fortify speed bonus, which is great on its own, but that's only one piece of the puzzle we're solving. The second piece comes from the Shadow Stone, which grants us a greater power that gives us an extra 15% chameleon, but we're not stopping there. If you remember way back near the beginning of the challenge, we used the stone's greater power to let us craft a spell, and we're pretty much doing the same thing here with the Shadow Stone, but instead of a spell, we enchant a full set of chameleon gear, essentially turning us permanently invisible. Okay, and now we have 100 chameleon. The game has officially broken. Are you guys ready? And it's time for the Thieves Guild. Okay, we are heading to the Imperial City waterfront. Since we've already been invited earlier in the challenge, we can skip the part of finding where it's at, and instead, we just speak with this guild recruiter, Armand Christophe. Instead of welcoming us with open arms, he gives us a challenge. The first thief to locate and steal a hidden diary within the city will be the only one of us allowed in the guild. Some kind of ring or something, some kind of note maybe?
You cannot kill each other during this trial. We may be thieves, but we're not murderers.
Okay, we are not going to kill each other. We need to track down this thing. And we actually don't even need to sneak anymore now that we have 100 chameleon. No, we're too late. Oh, no, we're too late. What are we gonna do? Wait, we're too late? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, what are we gonna do now that we're too late? Shh. Boom. And it's just as easy as that. May the best thief win. Yeah, Chameleon does just completely break this game. You can attack anyone you want and they can't attack you back. They don't even like get into combat or anything. Because there is no one to fight. Turning in the journal proves that we're a worthy and honorable thief, officially indoctrinating us as a member of the guild. However, we need to prove ourselves a little bit more before we can get some high-profile jobs. Throughout the guild, there's an overarching quest, Independent Thievery, requiring us to sell increasing amounts of stolen goods before we can get more jobs. We know the best place to get stolen goods. There is one place in particular that is very, very loaded with stealable goods. And that is the jeweler. Let's break into there without even sneaking. And there's a bunch of stuff that we're going to steal. But we need the key first because there's a lot of locked display cases in here. And the best way to get the key is to just take it right off his body. Now that we've got full unadulterated access, we steal every piece of expensive jewelry in this joint, along with a pair of tongs, and selling it all to the Thieves Guild fence knocks out every gold requirement for Independent Thievery, essentially completing the quest, but it doesn't actually get marked off until we get the final job, so we'll take care of that later. In the meantime though, we're able to get our first special job, where we assume the role of Robin Hood and return unfair taxes to the poor people of the waterfront district. But before we do that job, we want to do one other thing really quick. Hello, who are you?
Please be generous. Blessings.
Okay, we have been cast out of the Thieves Guild. Now that our thief card has been revoked, we pay 1,500 gold to steal it back, and if you were paying close attention, you might have noticed that we spoke to that beggar before killing him. This is because the Master level Speechcraft quest requires us to speak to all 19 beggars in Cyrodiil, and if any of them die before being spoken to, that quest becomes impossible to complete. So, instead of killing any more, we help him out by carefully breaking into an Imperial watchtower and stealing some tax records from the Captain Hieronymus Lex, who raise taxes on the port for helping the Grey Fox and the Thieves Guild. Next up, we're tasked with stealing a statue from a very heavily guarded crypt, but that means nothing to us at this point. Again, I can't stress this enough, just how much 100 Chameleon breaks not only the game, but specifically this questline, Thieves Guild questline, because a lot of it is just like the strategy of having to break in somewhere where there's like a lot of guards roaming around that'll attack you on sight. Hey, a bunch of goodies. Taking those goodies spawns Lalatha's spirit, but the spirit won't attack us because we're invisible. With the spirit summoned and the statue stolen, we return to the Waterfront District HQ only to find that the place is crawling with Imperial Watchmen searching for Armand to arrest him for stealing the statue that we are currently holding. The lady that we definitely didn't kill during initiation tells us that this was Armand's plan all along to expose a rat on the inside, and the rat is one Mirvina Erano. To turn the turntables on her, we break into her house and plant the bust we just stole in her cupboard, but since we've got a bounty, we can't progress the dialogue with Lex Luthor until we've run the soles off our shoes all the way to Breville, where guild member Skriva clears our fines. With that sidetrack out of the way, we bribe Lex into being our friend, which causes him to believe us when we lie and say that Mirvina stole the bust, causing her to emote her way to prison.
I have the way it's over.
I've been loyal to you.
Yes, I can. You are under arrest for the theft.
With another rat exterminated, we're free to move on to what I would say is the worst quest in the entire game, Adarji's Heirloom. I don't know if the QA testers ended up playing this quest or if they took the day off or something, but Adarji's Heirloom is ridiculously buggy. There are 3 entire subsections on the wiki just about the bugs in this quest, and a lot of them only have ways that you might be able to fix it. There's not really anything we can do about it though, other than just go full speed ahead, so we get some info from Skriva about a retired guild member who needs our help. Adarji in Leowin has recently had her ring stolen by the familiar face Amuse, who was the loser who came in 3rd place for the Thieves Guild initiation, and she wants us to get her ring back. It's not so simple, unfortunately, because he's been thrown in the slammer for attempting to ransom it to Countess Alessia, who was the original owner before Adarji stole it. Now we need to steal it back from the original owner, and this is where the problems arise. She only takes off her ring at night and places it in a lockbox next to her bed, but only sometimes. Okay, now that you're in bed, your ring should be in this jewelry box. Shit. This quest didn't work. Quest never works, of course. Okay, I was afraid that this was going to happen and that we would need to figure out a way to get this quest to work. I can get this to work. Let me wait a tad longer. Okay, we wait that long and then we wait an extra hour for everyone to get into place. And now we're good to go, right? Now the quest is going to work perfectly. Okay, maybe we've waited long enough that she's like actually gone to bed. Yes, you are actually in bed. And it's going to be here. Damn it! No, what I will say though is that like I was thinking about playing this game for Halloween because it's a scary game for people with entomophobia because of all the bugs. Was that a good one? Our next attempt just happens to work for no apparent reason, so we steal the ring and return it to the unrightful owner. And of course, things have only gotten worse in the Waterfront District since we've left. Mr. Lex has flooded the place with more watchmen in an attempt to find the ever-elusive Grey Fox, but thankfully Methredel has another plan to get him off our tail. She's assigned thieves to steal 5 high-profile items throughout the city to force the Imperial Watch to leave the waterfront district, and our job is the most dangerous of the 5, stealing Rorimir's ice staff from none other than the Archmage of the Arcane University, which is me. After sneaking into the Archmage's quarters, we, I guess, just grab the staff and plant a note from the Grey Fox on our bedside table that I suppose I'll read later. We then eavesdrop on a conversation between Hieronymus Lex and a Dremora sent by the university, ordering Lex to send his men to investigate. This completes the goal of Metarettal, and since we're such a good person, we return the staff to the Arcane University, back into the safety of the Archmage's possession. Next up, we're headed to Skingrad to finish a job stealing a book that another guildmate got caught red-handed doing. In the prison, our fiendish friend is nowhere to be seen. However, another prisoner reveals that something sinister is going on in the dungeon, as several inmates have been taken from their cells at night, never to be seen from again. Sure, pal. I'm sure you're just imagining things. We unlock his cell and help him escape through the industry standard bloody secret entrance, as well as the bloody secret false wine barrel that leads us to, oh my god, a vampire that's been secretly taking prisoners from their cells at night. She was a vampire. I've heard that vampires really suck. The bad news is that the guildie we were sent to rescue has been sucked dry by the vamp, but the good news is that we were able to save good ol' Amuse before he got the same treatment, and after escorting him to freedom, he tells us the secret location of the book we originally came here for. YouTube, if you can read this, we're being trapped against our will. Don't try and talk to the YouTube viewers. They don't want to hear you. The YouTube viewers just want to hear, after escaping the wine cellar and killing that vampire, we find a hidden book behind a bush near Skingrad. In Skingrad. This progresses the Lost History quest, meaning that we can head back to Breville and turn the quest into Scriva, meaning that there's only 4 quests left for the Thieves Guild. After finding that hidden book, we return to Scriva and Breville, finishing the quest, and leaving only 6 quests left for the Thieves Guild. Next up, the Grey Fox wants us to pull a double play by getting Hieronymus Lex reassigned to Anvil, both freeing the waterfront district from his probing and granting additional security to the Countess of Anvil, who's now under the Grey Fox's protection for whatever reason. After sneaking through some secret passages and stealing a list of guard captain candidates, we take them to some weird stranger who forges the notes to recommend Lex as the best candidate for the job. After stamping it with an official seal, we bring it to the Countess, who immediately hires Lex, and once we let him know of his promotion, we've moved up in the guild ranks, and now we report directly to the man of mystery himself, the Grey Fox. The Grey Fox needs our particular set of skills in order to set off his master plan, whatever that may be. For this, he needs 3 special items that can only be obtained by an exceptional thief, like good old lovable Dinkle here. He gives us a very clear and simple goal for the first item. Delve into the catacombs of the Temple of Ancestor Moths and steal a funky rock, Sevilla's Stone. However, of course it can't be that simple. Wait, yes it can. Since we have 100% chameleon, we can just waltz on through and omit the entire stealth aspect, making this quest pretty trivial. Wait, what if I go this way? I cheat the whole system. Dodge. So, even though we can't be attacked, we still need to watch out for traps, but the rest of the quest is simple enough, and after grabbing the we escape the temple and hand it in to this foxy man. The next item on his grocery list is the Arrow of Extrication. Supposedly, the arrow could be found in Fathus Aaron's room in Castle Breville, but after searching around, all we end up finding is some lame secret passage to a hidden wizard's grotto. In here are a bunch of Daedra meant to guard this place, but they are by far the least interesting creatures here. It really is a whole ass underwater section, huh? Oh my god, that's a giant slaughterfish. However, this giant slaughterfish is one of the unique enemies that we need to kill. So I'm going to quickly put on my Jewel of the Rumare, which gives me water breathing, and we can kill this son of a gun. And boom. That was the very first unique enemy that we're going to need to kill. That was the giant slaughterfish. And how the hell am I supposed to know where I'm supposed to go now? Hey, slaughterfish. I hardly know her fish. Fish. Okay, so that's not where I'm supposed to go. I'm just supposed to wander around like a loser underwater until I just happen to find the right place. After wandering around underwater like a loser until we find the right place to go, we exit the grotto to Fathus Aaron's tower, and I don't really know if we're supposed to kill him here, but we go ahead and do so anyways, and the full arrow isn't even here. We return to the Grey Fox, wearing our I infiltrated Fathus Aaron's secret tower, and all I got was this lousy arrowhead and even lousier shirt, and at this point, there's only one more item that he needs before his big finale. Spring-Heeled Jack, who was appropriately named due to his bewitched bouncy boots, was an infamous thief who died 300 years ago, and to round out the Grey Fox's Batman gadget arsenal, we need to go nab the boots from his cold and wrinkly dead toes. After breaking into Jack's descendant's house in the Imperial City, we steal a book of genealogy, which we use to interrogate Jackman into revealing the location of Spring-Heeled Jack's tomb and handing us the key. For some odd reason, though, his coffin doesn't have the magic moon shoes we're after, and a diary on his body reveals that the infamous thief Spring-Heeled Jack is a vampire walking among us, and the sussy baka is his quote-unquote descendant Jackman. After an emergency meeting, we vote him out of life and take these springy slippers from his body, marking off the final artifact the Grey Fox needs. Now we're ready for the true test of thievery, a litany of larceny for proof of our pilfering prowess. We're about to steal an Elder Scroll. We can finally mark off the long-running independent thievery quest as we get the lowdown from the Grey Fox. Step 1. Infiltrate the Imperial Palace, sneak into the basement with a bunch of absurdly large objects, and activate the Glass of Time. Within the sewers under the city, this opens up the Old Way, some ancient ruins that leads us to Step 2. Use the boots of Jumping Jacks to hop over an obstacle and make our way to the Hall of Epochs, where we find our path blocked with a mysterious statue in our way. Step 3 is to use the newly repaired Arrow of Extrication while standing on a pressure plate to shoot a key into a teeny tiny keyhole. Haters, watch this. You guys are about to shut up real quick. Watch this. I only get one try? You think I need more than one try? I don't have a bow. I just don't have a bow. That's like the whole deal, is that I don't have a bow. Hey, there's an archer. Sneak attack. Haters, watch this. Haters. That was a bad one. Am I standing on the pressure plate? Okay, check it. Boom! I have activated the secret door. This opens the secret entrance into the Imperial Guard quarters, from which we navigate to the Elder Scrolls library, which just so happens to be staffed exclusively by a bunch of blind moth priests, which lands us at the final step of the Grey Fox's plan. Just sit down and wait. The moth priests are expecting one Lady Cameron to procure one of their scrolls, so all we have to do is not speak and blow our cover, and they deliver one right to our lap. Yes! Bring me the Elder Scroll.
Celia Cameron, I present to you the
Boom. Ah! I go blind from reading it. Just kidding. I have the Elder Scroll. Let's get out of here. We escape through an old chimney. The Imperial Pulse. Wait, we're alive. Hey, Skeever. Or, Rat. Doesn't really work with a rat. Vampires really suck. And once we trace our steps back out of the sewers, we hand the priceless, reality-altering Elder Scroll that we stole directly from the Imperial Palace to the Grey Fox, and he gives us 2 big thumbs up in return. Not only that, but he has one more task for us, giving a special ring to Countess Umbernox in Anvil, where we find the meaning of all of this. Stop with the fish. Stop with the fish.
By the power of the Elder Scrolls, I name Emmer Deraloth as the true thief of Nocturnal's cow.
You're the Grey Fox? I've been betrayed. Is it
No
really you?
way.
10 years I
No
waited for
way.
one
The new
What?
Recognize
Okay, can we just like
with the
speed this up,
cow,
please?
I be-
I'm on like a timer.
I
Can we
stood right
like
next to you.
blah blah blah? The Grey Cowl of Nocturnal was cursed to make the wearer forgotten throughout history, but Bro here used the power of the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion to remove the curse and reunite with his Bae once again. With his career change, he anoints us as the new Guildmaster and wielder of the now uncursed Grey Cowl, finishing the final Thieves Guild quest in the game. Now, only one guild remains, and we saved the worst for last. It's killing time for the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood has by far the most quests of any faction, with a whopping 35 of them, but it's not as daunting as it seems. 10 of them are just quests to accept a Dark Brotherhood contract, and 3 of them are for getting kicked out of the guild, so there's only 22 quests of substance. Still not a small number, but certainly not as bad as it seems. Similar to the Thieves Guild, much of the Dark Brotherhood is about not getting caught while doing our salacious duties, but thankfully we won't need to worry about that due to our Pito Rock levels of camouflage. This is actually a little disappointing because there are a lot of super unique ways that each contract can be fulfilled, such as feeding them a poison apple, or my personal favorite, enchanting a mage's hood with a self-damage effect, waiting until our target goes to bed and unequips their clothing, placing the hood in their pocket, and finally, when they wake up, they'll put on the hood, killing themselves with the enchantment. Doing all of that is terribly slow, unfortunately, so we'll stick with our magic armor that lets us kill in broad daylight. If you look into your mind's eye, you'll remember how we killed some bloke way back and got rudely awakened by one Lucian LeChance, who made us a proposition. Complete a simple trial contract and he'll let us into his killing crew. Okay, Rufio is dead. Now I will sleep and Lucian LeChance will come to me. Sorry, I didn't expect it was that to be that quick. Happy with our assassin abilities, which from here on out I'll shorten to ass-abilities, he invites us to his trivial murder party in an abandoned house in Cheydinhal. After an awkward conversation with the bouncer, we have a quick chat with our new brothers before showing off our Thieves Guildmaster's skills. And now, before we do anything else, I think we want to go ahead and steal something. Okay, we have been put into dark exile, whatever that means, but we're in it now. So we need to go sleep somewhere. Where's my house in Cheydinhal? A nice relaxing nap. The Wrath of Sithis, which doesn't actually attack us because we're invisible. And we can go ahead and do that again. Hey there, Ochiva.
Huh?
Oh, we got put into dark exile again. Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable. Well, nothing better to do than just go take a nice nap in my cool bed. But this time, it's just good to have a nice nap. the Wrath of Sithis, which we will sneak attack for 5x damage. Okay, we have killed the second guy, and now we need to do that once more. But before we do it once more, we need to save. Because after doing it for a third time, it's impossible to rejoin the Dark Brotherhood. Okay, we're gonna save. We're going to take your 40 gold. Oh my god, we're in eternal exile and we'll never ever be able to join the Dark Brotherhood again. Well, I better go take a nap and meditate on my actions. Okay, time to take the final nap. Okay, I'm tired of acting like I'm scared of this guy. After defeating the final Wrath of Sithis, we can go ahead and reload back to when we were in good graces with the Brotherhood, and here we chat with the local leader, Vicente. Holy cow, you look like you haven't seen the sun in 300 years. Actually, that's because he hasn't seen the sun in 300 years, as he's been a vampire since the Knights of the Nine were still a thing. Whatever those guys are. I'm sure they're unimportant. Regardless, Vicente offers us a contract to kill a pirate captain docked in the Imperial City, beginning our assassination adventure. Okay, and for a while, now it's just gonna be, I come here, I get a contract, I go somewhere and kill them in broad daylight, I come back here, get another contract. And that's exactly what happens. We hop on to the Maria Elena and kill Captain Gaston, and we return to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary as quickly as we left. From here on out, I won't explain the process of returning to the Sanctuary to accept a contract unless there's something interesting about it, just so I don't get too repetitive, but this bald bastard's next job for us is to kill a wood elf in Bruma, and he'll give us a little extra squeesh if we make it look like an accident. We're sneaking throughout this house right now, and we are dropping this Minotaur head. Yes, remove the fastenings. I don't like that I can hear him scream down there. Okay, and then we need to very expertly sneak out right now.
The master doesn't like visitors.
Okay, we are sneaking out of the house. After narrowly escaping our capture, our next target is a familiar face in the Imperial City prison, but the only way to get there is through the back entrance in the sewers. This leads us on a walk through memory lane as we backtrack through the prison depths we navigated at the beginning of the game, and once we make it to our old prison cell, we encounter our target, the Dark Elf who villain laughed at us when he thought we were gonna die. Yeah, okay. Cool. Now we gotta get out. Escaping the prison is as easy as infiltrating it, and our next contract takes us to Coral, where there's a bit more to it than just murdering some guy. Francois Mortier looks so terrified because he knows that he's about to die. Kind of. He actually put a contract on himself, but instead of killing him, he gives us a special poisoned blade designed to put him in a death-like state without actually dying.
I am here to exact payment. Blood.
I was supposed to kill him with a special dagger. That's my bad. After fake killing him for real this time, we need to escape and wait a bit for his body to be transferred to the catacombs, where we baby bird the antidote to him and escort him to his freedom and his new life. With that done, Vicente trusts us enough that he offers us his secret to eternal life, vampirism. After falling asleep and waking up with 2 cute little fang marks in our neck, we just need to wait a few days for the transformation to completely manifest. I waited for 3 days and embraced the dark gift. I'm now a full vampire. You dream of someone sleeping peacefully in his bed when a shadowy gaunt figure silently enters the room. Approaching the bed, the figure leans down and sinks its fangs into the sleeping person. After a few moments, the pale figure rises, blood dripping down his chin. As color flows back into the vampire's face, his features fill out. You recognize his face as your own. You awake screaming.
A pleasure to speak
Okay, I don't want to be a vampire. After deciding to get divorced from this drunken Las Vegas one-night mistake, Vampy Vampieri suggests that we speak to Raminus in the Arcane University to learn more. It's important that we cure ourselves immediately because being a vampire in Oblivion is so much worse than in Skyrim. Instead of just not being able to regen during the day, vampires constantly take damage when they're in the daylight, which is obviously bad, but the worst part is that we can't fast travel while taking damage. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, being a vampire really sucks. At the college, Raminus can't help us, but he points us in the direction of Count Janison Skingrad, as he himself has the skin of a killer, and he might know a bit more. He offers us the information we need on one condition. We've got to get a second cure to use on his secret vampire wife, so she can live a long and happy life as a human once again. He tells us that the real person who can help us is a Glenmoral witch, Melisande, and she hands us a grocery list of ingredients we'll need. This is a long and arduous process of finding 5 empty Grand Soul Gems, 2 blood grasses, 5 nightshades, and 6 cloves of garlic, which we return to Skingrad to harvest for a very important reason. Like, I get that when you're a vampire, you have these, like, very, very scary and evil dreams. Like, why is it that when I read the Lusty Argonian Maid, does it not detail my dreams of that night? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it just when I'm a vampire does it describe my dreams? Yes, Lazare Milvin's house. In the basement of, like, all of the houses in Skingrad, they do have a bunch of cloves of garlic. However, also in the basement of this one particular house in Skingrad is a rat. And a leveled rat, the only leveled rat in the game that, like, scales with your level and has extra health and all that. And that was one of the unique enemies. That was the leveled rat. Boom. We harvest the garlics we need, and next up on the list is the blood of an Argonian. I know we can just kill anyone we want in broad daylight and get away with it. However, this is another opportunity to double up on an objective. Back in the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, Tinava gives us a contract to kill a fellow Shadow Scale for abandoning his duties, and doing so kills 2 birds with 1 lizard, leaving only 1 more ingredient for a cure. A vampire so powerful that it couldn't be destroyed has been trapped in a cave east of Breville, and our job is to kill it and retrieve its ashes. He poses no meaningful danger to us though, and after a 3-piece combo meal, we take his crumbly bits back to the witch, who creates 2 potions of cure vampirism, one which we immediately slurp down. Yummy! And another that we bring to Janus's undead wife. He's a vampire and she's a vampire, but he's giving her the potion because he loves her and then she can live a nice life now. Oh. Yippee! Okay. Nice job, team. We have successfully killed someone. Finishing that completes the final Imperial City quest, and it also means that we can resume showcasing our abilities. Next up is a quick and easy one, and after breaking into a house and killing the High Elf inside, we move on to our next target, a sick warlord holed up in a fort. This one's interesting because we don't directly kill our target, and instead we swap out his medicine with a vial of poison, leaving it up to fate for the rest. After this, we yet again make our way to Skingrad, where we've been contracted as a professional party pooper, and this quest usually poses a really unique challenge in an average playthrough, as one needs to kill each guest without being detected. However, we're way past that at this point. Okay, nice job, team. Very Very expertly done. Our next target is an Imperial Legion officer who's known for snooping on the Dark Brotherhood as well as being particularly strong, and we're given a special arrow designed to kill him in one shot as long as he's not wearing armor. We forego that entirely and just slice him up next to all of his buddies in the barracks, and after he jumps for joy, we lop off his finger and place it in the Imperial Legion office to let them know that investigating the Brotherhood won't go unpunished. This marks off the final regular contract we'll be getting, because Ochiva hands us a note from Lucian Lachance himself, stating that he needs our help immediately to prevent the fall of the Dark Brotherhood. We take the secret back entrance to the fort he's hiding in, and here we learn that an assassin has entered the ranks of the Cheydinhal Sanctuary. Yeah, Lucian, that's like our whole deal. He clarifies that it's an assassin and asks us to quit assassin and step on the gas and get our ass on the grass and put on a class on ass whooping fast before the assassin can do any more damage. Essentially, we need to purge the sanctuary. Let's kill everyone. Everyone must perish. Even Gagaron. Hey, Gagaron my balls. Hey, Ochiva, I'm gonna achieve your kill. Tried to think of a joke unsuccessfully. Nope, that was a successful joke. Like, this one is gonna be a successful joke too. Vicent Valtieri. That one's difficult to think of one. I'm gonna be honest. Vicente Valtieri. You will die as well. After killing off the remaining members, Lucian rewards us for weeding out the infiltrator with the rank of silencer. However, just because the entire guild sanctuary has been gutted, that doesn't stop the customers from needing our services. From here on out, all of our contracts will come from a dead drop, keeping the system anonymous, and the first one comes from a hollowed out rock telling us to kill a necromancer holed up in a cave who's trying to turn himself into a lich. By the time we arrive, he's already partway through the process, so we kill both his lich and mortal body, saving the world from yet another powerful undead wizard. Our next dead drop takes us to the Steve Jobs sponsored Apple Watch homestead, where we need to get info on a family so we can kill them all. Hello? Tell me... Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that.
Oh, hello there.
Okay, yes. Sorry about telling you the part where your children must die. I'm looking for your children. Yes, tell me where your children are. I didn't mean the part where I said that you and your children were gonna die. Please just tell me where all of your children are now, though. After killing off the matriarch, we tour around Cyrodiil, killing each remaining member of the Draconis family, and once we're done, there's a new unique enemy that spawns at Apple Watch, but I completely forget about it at the moment, so we'll circle back later. Our next contract, which for some reason is written in different handwriting than the others, comes from a Khajiit fighter who's expecting our company, and, well, let's just say, it was impossible for him to win. I guess you could say we perfectly executed that contract. It was no tall tale to think we would succeed. He should have added a clause in the contract to keep him alive, but he certainly was a ferocious fighter. Sorry, I'm just trying to pad this video. Anyways, the next dead drop is a simple assassination on an Argonian, and don't worry, I won't make any puns about this one. After it's been dealt with, we scale our way to Skingrad to kill the next contract, climb up the Jarrow Mountains to kill a Nord for another, and finally, the very last dead drop contract takes us to Breville, where we need to kill a wood elf at the Lucky Old Lady statue, and this is where everything changes. Wait, what?
No. No!
Wait, Lucian, I was just following your
I thought I
orders.
could get here in time.
Oh my god. It turns out that I was following fake orders that someone else gave me, and I wasn't following Lucian's actual orders. Oh my god. There's a traitor among us. In Lucian's dialogue that we skipped, he explains that we've been killing off high-ranking members of the Dark Brotherhood, and the Wood Elf we just killed was the highest-ranking member, the Listener. The remaining members are hunting Lucian as they believe he's the traitor, and it's our job to find evidence that'll get him exonerated. He knows where the next dead drop is located, so we need to sneak around and ambush the person giving us our contracts. Hi, chat. You're looking radiant today. Tell us a joke. You think that I just have like a bunch of jokes lined up? Tell us a good joke. Okay, so hey, what do you call an Enelroth that has just been outed as a traitor? Dead. Before his untimely demise, Enelroth told us that he's just the messenger, and the person writing the contracts had some kind of creepy lair in the nearby lighthouse that we should check out. Well, surely it can't be that creepy, right? In the room with the severed head, we find a book detailing the traitor's entire plan, and even his backstory, how his mother was killed by Lucian and he spent his entire life in the Dark Brotherhood waiting for the perfect time to get his revenge. Like every evil villain, his description of his master plan is exactly what ends up saving the day, and we rush to Lucian just in time to save him from the Dark Brotherhood. It's Lucian LeChance! Strung up and dead. Oh my god. Lucian LeChance has been murdered, stripped and mutilated by the Black Hand. Apparently I thought he was the traitor, punished him accordingly. Oh, he was just a kid. Oh. Oh well. With all the disruption in the Brotherhood, the remaining members think it would be best to consult the Night Mother herself as to what the next plan of action should be, so we all take a field trip back to the old Lucky Lady statue in Breville, where they perform a ceremony to unlock a secret path underneath. After sitting through a long dialogue sequence with the Night Mother, we finally reach the climax of the Dark Brotherhood, where we find out who's been the traitor all along. Lucian LeChance wasn't the traitor. So who is the traitor?
Enough of this. You will all suffer for the pain you have caused me. I will destroy your Night Mother, and the Dark Brotherhood will fall.
Oh my god! With insane quickness, he just murdered those two before anyone could react.
Where are you?
Yippee! Speaking with the Night Mother reveals that she's known about the traitor all along, and this was all part of her mysterious, unknowable plans, and she makes us the new listener in charge of relaying contracts from her to the Dark Brotherhood members. She then returns us to the sanctuary, but there's one thing left on our evil little plate. Wait, why was the Night Mother kind of a baddie? Okay. Now there's only one quest left. We need to go back to the Night Mother in Breville, and she's going to give us a target. However, we don't actually have to kill the target. We have become the new listener, so instead of like doing the assassinating, we just need to tell the Dark Brotherhood who to assassinate. Halanas from elsewhere. So we're heading back to the Dark Brotherhood, tell the speaker, and hold chat, hold, wait for it, ready, boom, boom, boom. That's what I'm talking about. We have 100%ed the quest lines. Yippee! Hooray! 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 So, with all of the cities out of the way and no more guilds to climb the ranks of, it's time to shift our focus to one of the most renowned aspects of Oblivion, the DLCs. Thanks for watching part 2 of the 4-part saga to 100% Oblivion Remastered in 100 hours. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 3, and check out my VOD channel if you want to see the full unedited speedrun, and please leave a like and comment to boost me in the algorithm.